Hello, everyone, and this is me, Josh. Welcome to the second episode of Building Your End-to-End Crypto Forecaster. And in this episode, ang goal natin is to try learning briefly what the CoinGecko is. So CoinGecko, by the way, it's not a sponsored content. CoinGecko, it's going to be the service that we will use to um, get crypto coin prices. So as you can see, there's a lot of available coins here. If I'm not mistaken, lahat naman halos yata ng coins are listed here. So you can explore and see if you're interested to look at other coins. All right. Our goal is to look at and see how we can create our own API key from CoinGecko. So if you don't have an account yet with CoinGecko, so libre lang gumawa ng account. So feel free to create a new one. And then just go to your developer dashboard. And to do that, just click this icon. Ayan. At meron kayo ditong panel for you to go to the developer's dashboard. Just click that and you should see or be routed to your profile. All right. So here in this page, you should see the list of your available API keys. In my page, I don't have any. So gagawa tayo ng bago. And that's pretty straightforward. Just click on add new key and lagyan na natin ng label. In this case, let's call this Josh CG key. CG stands for CoinGecko. Alright. Click create. Alright. Let me refresh it. Okay, nag-push naman siya. Ayan, so nagpakabala siya ng konti but it actually pushed through. So right now, I can see the Josh CG key na create ko kanina. And this is now the API key that we will use for us to communicate with the CoinGecko API. And at the bottom, you should see your usage. Ito, yung usage na to is coming from the other API na ginawa ko before. So, ayan. So, makikita natin lahat ng mga pinagagagawa ko dito sa API na to. And nakikita natin na meron na akong mga nagamit kanina when I tested it out. So, meron na lang akong 9,983 na remaining API calls or tokens na magagamit ko to send requests. Every minute, ang limit ko lang would be 30 requests in a minute. So in case that you are doing a lot of requests, make sure to just limit it to these certain limits, okay? All right, so feel free to copy your API key here. Mamaya gagamitin natin siya at ilalagay natin siya sa environment variable para it's not purely hard-coded sa gagawin nating pipeline mamaya. All right? For now, I'll paste it somewhere para magamit ko siya in our demo. Okay? So, now that we know how to create an API key from CoinGecko, let's now try exploring the endpoints available here. So, on your left panel, you should see API documentation. So, click nyo lang yan at i-route niya kayo sa documentation ni CoinGecko API. And there you go. Okay, so I will introduce you to some of the commands na gagamitin natin. Actually, we will just use one command or one endpoint. Pero I'll show you the other endpoints na might be helpful for you. All right. So the first one is the ping. Okay. So this endpoint, it's just straightforward. It just tells us if CoinGecko API is currently up and running. All right. So kapag may nakita kayong response na ganito, this means that CoinGecko is running. So it's not having any downtime. All right. And if you've explored this page, you should see different ways for you to make this HTTP request, right? In my case, it's already, or Python is selected, all right? I can switch to shell para magamit ko yung curl format niya, or so that I can use curl instead of other tool. And if you click on the three dots here, you should see other options or other programming languages na gusto nyo gamitin in this particular API. But for me, I'll stick with Python. Alright? And then I will copy this API key dito sa section na to. Ayan. So it's going to be added sa header natin. And take note, yung identity or parang key natin dun sa header should look like this. If you're passing on the API key, make sure to use this header. Alright? So now, I can just run this by clicking try it. And at the bottom, makikita natin yung response dito. Okay? So it means that the CoinGecko API is working. Alright? So that's straightforward. So you can just use this without consuming any tokens na meron ka. So it's helpful kapag gusto mo lang ma-check kung yung API ba ay gumagana or hindi. Alright? And allow me to show you another command or another endpoint, this time using simple or getting simple prices. So here, let's go to coin price by IDs. And this endpoint, it's allowing us to get the current price of a particular coin, right? So same process lang din siya. Make sure to add your API key on this section. And then at this section, sa query parameters, there are two required parameters. The first one is the ID, which means the certain coin that you want to get from CoinGecko API. In my case, let's try Ethereum. Ayan. Take note lang guys that there are certain or specific IDs na listed kay CoinGecko. So if you want to know what IDs to look for, just go to this link. It should give you an instruction para makuha niyo yung specific ID for a particular crypto coin. Okay? Then here we have BS currencies, which is the currency na gagamitin natin sa pagkuha ng prices. Okay? In our case, let's check with USD muna. Pero later on, gagamitin natin IPHP. So again, similar sa coins list, meron din tayo ditong different currencies. So if you want to know or get the list of currencies available, puntahan nyo lang to. Okay? But for me, I should be good here. So when I enter these values, if you look at the URL on this section, makikita natin na reflected yung mga parameters na nilagay natin. So we have now Ethereum equals ID equals Ethereum, tapos currencies equals USD. Alright? And this is your Python script para magawa mo yung command na yun. And if I click try it, there you have it. So ito na yung price natin ni Ethereum. So it's $2,286. Alright? Let's switch to PHP naman. Try lang natin. And that's at 131,000 pesos, which is mukhang tama naman. Okay. So this endpoint, it's just showing us the current price of a particular coin. What we want to do, ito na yung endpoint na gagamit natin. So what we want to do is to get the historical prices. Okay? Looking back to our diagram, ang goal natin is to get the 5-minute incremental prices of a certain coin. So how do we do that? Meron tayong endpoint dito. So here we have coins section, and look at the coin historical by ID. Historical data by ID. Ayan. Is this the one? Sorry, di yata ito yan. So this should be ito, historical chart data by ID. Ayan. Okay, I think this is the one. Alright. So as we can see here, we can get the historical chart data of a coin, including some other stuff here. All right. So as we can see, based sa documentation natin, makukuha natin yung timestamp niya in Unix format. So if you're not familiar with Unix format, naman makikita nyo. Ayan, i-convert natin siya into actual date and time. Of course, we have the price, market capacity, and 24-hour volume. So trading volume. Ayan. If you look at the bottom, ayan. So ito yung sample response niya. So we have prices. Ito yung prices niya at this particular timestamp. So ito yung Unix timestamp niya. Okay. So for example, at this particular time, ito yung price niya. Okay, and let's try converting this timestamp lang. Times Unix to date time. Kunwari. Ayan, epoch converter. So kapag kinapin natin siya and paste natin siya here, so it's telling us that it's the converted time is March 31, 2024 pa. So which is a year ago. All right. Let's change this muna. Okay. Before that, mag-supply tayo ng mga parameters muna dito. So again, we will be using Ethereum. For the currency, we will use PHP. Alright? Now, dito tayo sa days. Okay? So, yung paglalagay natin ng days dito is will have an impact to the granularity of the data na makukuha natin. So, ilang days ba yung kaya natin maghugot from CoinGecko? So, based dito sa documentation, we can go up to 365 days only using our current developer API key. Alright? So, hindi tayo makakalagpas ng isang taon. Okay? So, that's fine. We just need the current data naman. But now, ano yung granularity natin? So, we have a parameter for interval. Okay? Pero, I won't be using this as well as the precision. But what I want to just look at is the days parameter. So, dito kasi tayo magbabase kung paano natin makukuha yung 5-minute interval. And if you look at the notes here, if you used 1-day interval, it will give you the 5-minute, if you use the 1-day granularity or days value, makukuha natin yung 5-minute interval, which is what we want, right? But if we go beyond that, 2 to 90 days, hourly data yung makukuha natin. And again, if we go beyond 90 days naman, that's going to be daily data. All right? I'm not just sure if you can change this. Like, kapag ginawa mo siyang 2 days, you can get the 5-minute granularity. I think I've done that, pero hindi siya work. So, for us, okay lang din naman na mag-stick tayo sa 1 day and just para makuha natin 5-minute granularity. Feel free to explore if you can go for more than 1 day. Tapos ang granularity nyo pa rin is 5 minutes. Alright? But for now, I'll stick with 1 day para makuha ko yung 5-minute granularity ng data ko. Okay? So, I'll add 1 here. It's a required parameter. The rest are not. Okay, so I think I'm all set. So if you look at the URL here, makikita natin na meron na tayong Ethereum dito at yung ating currency ay PHP, right? Philippine pesos. And yung days is just 1. So I have my API key here and I should be good. So let's click try it. At ito na yung mga nakuha nating prices. Yeah, so there's a lot of them, right? And we are not just getting the prices. We also have the market capacity, total volume, and yeah, I think that's just all. All right. So, but we are just interested in the prices. So again, let's just double check this muna. if we convert this times Unix time to human readable date, it should give us March 2, which is what we want, right? That's yesterday's data. Um, and since incremented siya by 5, we are expecting this to be, or the next value to be like around 3:50 in the afternoon. So try natin siya. There you go. So tama naman. So nakukuha naman natin tamang um, coverage niya. Alright. So this is the endpoint that we are going to use, or the script we are going to use para makolect na natin data natin. So what we want to do is to just iterate the process, let's say every 15 minutes. Para every 15 minutes, nakaka-collect tayo ng updated na data. This way, mayroon tayong continuous na coverage ng data. You can actually just run it every hour. That's fine. Um, as long as we have a continuous um, records ng prices natin. Of course, that's a good way for us to have a better model or a good model, right? Kasi if we are just going to capture data na naputol, like for example, you have data from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, pero naputol siya ng alauna, um, so nag-continue ka from 2 p.m. onwards, syempre yung nawawalang data in that case could be something relevant na magagamit dapat natin sa model. So again, whatever you choose for or whatever runtime you would opt for, make sure lang na kompleto yung interval natin. So if you have the 5-minute interval, then starting from 12:05 a.m., dapat every 5 minutes may laman yung data natin. So 12:05, um, 12:10, 12:15, 20, 25, 30 onwards. All right, so that's our goal. Okay, so right now, I think that's a good introduction to CoinGecko API. There's a lot of things that you can browse through here. Marami pang available na um, endpoints dito. Ito, I think it's gonna be for the OHLC chart or the candle chart. Na usual na ginagamit na visualization um, for stock market or for crypto prices din. So yun, you can also explore that. But for us, ang gagamitin na natin is yung historical chart data by ID. Alright? So I hope that this short introduction helped you in exploring CoinGecko. So feel free to read through the documentation. Maganda yung documentation niya and yeah, feel free to explore whatever we have here para magamit nyo rin yung ibang mga endpoints. So that's just all for this episode and see you in the next episode.